Okay everybody, this is Mooney Dashcam. If you enjoy these videos, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I also have an Instagram at mooneydashcam. Check that out too. Alright, so today we are in Staten Island. We're going to be talking about the murder of Francesco Cali, also known as Frank Cali or Frankie Boy. He was the acting boss of the Gambino crime family at one point, and his murder is kind of the most unsuspecting, weird murder you'll ever hear of a mobster in general, of really anybody. This is the most odd thing ever. I gotta wait so I can turn here. Okay. So, this place of his murder was right outside his house. His house was 25 Hilltop Terrace in the Todt Hill section of Staten Island. Very nice home, very nice area. Now, he was known as a quiet, old-school boss. Made a lot of money for the Mafia and didn't really cause any trouble. Didn't like to talk on the phone, always met people in person, kept to himself. His neighbors obviously knew who he was, but said he was a nice guy, never caused him any issues on the block. So, we're heading over to that block, that very block. So now, this is odd. You'd imagine that a mob boss is killed by someone in the Mafia, gunning him down for whatever reason, some kind of feud. But no, 24-year-old Anthony Camello got Frank's attention on March 13th, 2019 at 9:15 p.m. by backing his pickup truck into Frank's SUV outside of his house. So he hears that. And of course, you're gonna go outside and check on your car, check what happened. And there's actually surveillance footage from Frank's house on this whole thing. The footage was never released. You can't find it anywhere. I tried. Not that I would show anybody it, but, you know, it would add to my video. So I tried to find it. You can't. But he comes out of the house, talks to the guy, Anthony. He's in a baseball hat. He has a hoodie on. You can't really see his face in the video, so I've heard. And he knocked off the license plate off of Frank's SUV. So Frank gets out, picks up his license plate. He actually shakes hands with the guy, Anthony, because he was like, no hard feelings. He didn't really mind his car getting hit, whatever. He was a young kid. And as he's going to put his license plate in the trunk of his car, the guy, Anthony, says something, does something along the lines of trying to put him under citizen's arrest or trying to do something like that. Then Frank gives him a little threat, gets a little agitated with him. That's when Anthony takes out a 9mm pistol and fires 12 shots. Okay, 10 of which hit Frank Cali's body, his chest, stomach area, upper chest, and he falls to the ground, tries to crawl under his SUV for some cover, and the guy Anthony stands over him and fires off a few more shots to make sure he was totally killed. Now you wonder why does he kill this mob boss? That's a death sentence. You know, everyone knows that you kill anyone in the Mafia, that's a death sentence for you. And meanwhile, this whole time, his wife and kids are in the house. A terrible situation. But he was very into the Q-anon community and their conspiracy theories. It started out as very different, but now it's really a conspiracy theory-based, far-right political organization that spreads these crazy conspiracy theories and has these crazy conspiracy theories. He was a believer in those. He actually tried to put Mayor de Blasio, I think like a month earlier, under citizen's arrest. So the kid wasn't all there. Apparently also, though, this was some speculation at the beginning before they learned all this information, that Frank didn't want the kid Anthony dating his daughter. I don't know if that was actually true or if that was just speculation, but that's what I read. So he actually tried to put Frank under citizen's arrest because he thought he was a part of the deep state and was planning against President Trump at the time. That's how wild these conspiracy theories were. Obviously, he wasn't a part of the deep state. He was a Gambino mobster. He was the acting boss of the mob family. So we're pulling up on the house now. Hilltop Terrace is here. I'll add pictures of the crime scene and all that. Now, out of respect to the family, this didn't happen too long ago. I'm not going to show the house or anything like that. We're just going to pass by the front. I'll show you exactly where it happened, and we'll shoot on right by and continue the story. I mean, the house is going to be in the video a little bit. Right here to the right, this tree right here is where the SUV was parked, and pretty much right at the end of the hood of my truck is where he was laying dead. You'll see in the video. Very, very crazy. Okay. Let's see what else is on my notes here. So it was the first hit of a boss / acting boss since 1985, since Paul Castellano was killed. So this was something that made headlines all over the country. It was national news. This didn't happen. This isn't supposed to happen, you know? This kind of stuff. And he was a quiet guy. It wasn't like he was a John Gotti out there making headlines every other day. Yeah, Anthony actually showed up in court with a Q written on his hand with a bunch of other conspiracy theories. I'll throw that picture in here too. He was killed at 53 years old. He was buried 6 days later. And yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything. I know this is a shorter video, but yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to cover. Oh, you know what? I can talk about this a little bit. He was known to have connections in Italy and the US. That's why he was such a good moneymaker, because he would bring the Italians over from Sicily, and he would have drug operations in Italy and in the US, shipping back and forth, and he was able to make a lot of money for the Mafia that way. So he was loved by the Mafia. And then he was killed by a random guy who they thought was a Mafia hitman, but wasn't. Just a dude losing his mind a little bit. Alright, if you enjoyed this, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.